Welcome back everyone, and it's time to deep dive into our scanning phase with the most powerful tool that every ethical hacker needs in their daily life, and that is Nmap. We are going to use it a lot in every single video. Unlike some other tools, you might use this very often, occasionally in penetration testing. Nmap is something you will need almost every time. So what exactly is Nmap? Nmap stands for Network Mapper. It is a free and open source tool used for scanning a network, a host or machine by sending packets and analyzing the responses. Nmap can be used to identify open ports on the machine, what services these machines are running, what versions they have, what operating system these machines are running on, and much more. It is one of the most widely used tools in the world of ethical hacking or by ethical hackers. Before running Nmap, make sure your Metasploitable is running, and if you got any other devices in your home network, go ahead turn those on as well, because we will scan those too. And to feel how Nmap works, you can just simply scan by justifying the IP address of target machine. And if you want to know more options for running Nmap, just go to your terminal and just type nmap --help, or you can just simply type nmap. Let's larger the font size, and as you can see now, we can specify target, we can pass host names, IP addresses, networks, etc. We have examples as well, like you can scan this URL, you can scan microsoft.com like this. Also you can specify a particular IP address here, or if you want to specify a network range, you can specify that range like this. We have some basic commands for host discovery here. As you can see, the SL command list scans, simply list the targets to scan here. We have scanning techniques like sync scan, that is SS, ST. These attacks or these scanning techniques are going to be used multiple times in our course. And we have some scripts as well. We have OS detection scripts. So you must go through all of this and check if you want to. Now for our first scan, we don't need to worry about those options yet. We will run a basic scan to discover what's open on our target. We will use IP address of our Metasploitable machine that we found earlier. You can either use netdiscover or ifconfig on Metasploitable machine to find the IP. So let's go to our Metasploitable machine here, and we will type ifconfig. So as we know, our IP address is 192.168.29.122. So let's minimize it, and we will just type nmap and the IP address of our machine. So that was it. So as you can see, we have our output here. So the result will come back pretty quickly, as you can see, especially if the target is on your home network. However, don't get used to this speed. In real world scans, it can take a much longer time depending on the size of the network, the number of open ports, and any firewall or defenses in place. For now, here's what we can learn from the result of our basic scan is that the Nmap tells you whether the host is up or down. As you can see here, it is telling us the host is up, and the latency it has told that it faced in gathering the information about it. Next, we have the list of all open ports here. As you can see, all the ports here with the states and services, all the TCP ports that are open, all the services they are currently running on, as it shows which services they are running on each port. For example, on the port 21 TCP, it is running FTP service, that is file transfer protocol. On the port 22, it is running secure shell, and also on port 80, it is running HTTP service. And if you know, this could be a web server, meaning Metasploitable might be hosting a web page. We can confirm this by opening browser like our Firefox. So let's just open our Firefox here and type the IP address of our Metasploitable to see if it is running any web page or not. So as you can see, Metasploitable 2 has a web page right here. So if the machine is running a web service, you should be able to connect to a web page hosted on that machine. Nmap also tells us if any port are closed or not. If you see on the terminal, it is showing that 977 closed TCP ports. It is showing that 977 ports are closed for now. Now, Nmap doesn't scan all the 65,535 ports by default. Instead, it scans 1000 most common ports. That is why it only lists 977 closed ports in the result. Now that we have scanned a machine, let's move on to scanning multiple hosts to scan your entire home network. For example, you need to know your subnet range. For me, my network range is from 192.168.29.1 to 192.168.29.255. Let me show you by typing it right here. So this is my IP range, and to scan this whole IP range, I can just simply type Nmap before them. So I'll just type Nmap and press space and hit enter. So here I did a mistake. I didn't specify the range. Instead, I just typed the range of IP address. So to specify a particular range you want to scan, you just have to type like this, not the whole range. So just 1-255. So when we press enter here, you can see the Nmap is starting to scan our whole IP range. So just sit back and enjoy the scanning right here. It will take a lot of time to scan, maybe not a lot of time. As you can see, the scan is completed in 10 seconds right here. So it didn't take a lot of time, but it gave us a result of multiple devices that it has scanned. So let's see what devices it has scanned right here. So as you can see, first it has scanned our router, secondly it has scanned our laptop, then it scanned our Metasploitable 2, then it has scanned my Kali Linux virtual machine, that the another one, and it is another Metasploitable device. So that was it. But as you can see on some devices, like on this device, on this 0.11 device and the last one, these ports are in ignored states, or you can say these ports are in closed states, because these devices are not hosting anything. They are definitely up and running, but these machines are not hosting anything. So after running this scan, you saw a lot of results here. For example, in the Metasploitable, you can see there are many ports open and services just like the previous scan. You can see, I'll show you that all the 1000 scan ports are closed on my laptop and it is not hosting any services. Also, you saw on my router, there are some ports like port 22, port 23, port 80 and port 443 are open, and you can see on your router as well. And if Nmap can't identify a service on port, it will be labeled as service unknown. Let me show you it real quick. So as we go on the scan results, and as you can see in the service, this service is unknown because Nmap couldn't identify what service or what version they are running on it. So what's the next step? Now we have performed a basic scan, discovered some open ports on our target, and we have laid a groundwork for further investigation, and we can use Nmap from now to do more advanced scans like scanning all ports instead of just 1000 ports, OS detection, version detection, and even more vulnerability scanning. This was the Nmap basic scan video, and in the next video we will deep dive into a more advanced or more sophisticated scanning with Nmap.